You are entering the world of Master Shaman PaLiChee with PaLiChee Healing. We discuss here the universe, enlightened shamanism, and our world, informing the misinformed. Warmest blessings. This is Master Shaman PaLiChee. I'm glad that you guys are here with me today. For those of you that are watching, type down 1111 for me so that you can gain this spiritual up-level energy that is coming through as we go through today's show. We're going to be talking about, does connecting with ancestral spirit guides mean you inherit their karma? Do you guys think that you would inherit your ancestors' karma by accepting them as your spiritual guides? I'll say this. Most lineages have a weight of suffering, the suffering that goes on through different lifetimes, through different ancestors, from one to the next, along with the weight of good deeds as well. Some are more than others. And on the show today, we will discuss ancestral spirit guides and what it means to embrace and accept them. Warmest blessings. This is Master Shaman PaLiChee with PaLiChee Healing. If you are new to the show, you can go check it out at www.palicheehealing.com. That's our website. And we are the first Hmong Shamanic Enlightenment Center established in 2011. My spiritual journey began as a young child through spiritual encounters and unexplainable shamanic illnesses to near-death experiences. I have helped thousands of people through enlightened shamanic and transformational healing on a global scale. And we are here to inform the misinformed through my shamanic perspective. All links that you need from me is going to be in the description below. It is also at the side chat bar as well. You want to go in now. If you are watching, go click on the subscribe button, the notification button, and go follow me if you're on YouTube as well. Go like our video as well to help with the analytics. Of course, you know the whole spiel if you've been following me this far. Hello to everyone that is on right now. Maishong 1565 says, hello, Master PaLiChee. Yes, warmest blessings. And so is West Loic out with us with 1111. Go ahead and type it down. Where are you watching from today? We are in Minnesota. So if you guys are wondering, where the heck am I at? I am in Minnesota. But of course, I am also out there and online with all of you, whoever's wanting and needing help right now. You can see it in the chat or also in the description, the links to getting this help, whether it's personal, spiritual, life type of help or life type of questions. We are here for you to respond to you as much as we can. There are also links to the website. So the website, www.palicheehealing.com, for you to connect with our independent practitioners as well. There's two independent practitioners on the website that you can connect with. They are offering free consultations with whoever needs help right now and to speak with. So they are both there and available. So go check them out as well. Okay. Miss Elvang says, is ebook available for your book? Yes, I do have an ebook available. It is out there on Amazon.com. You can go and grab that as well. So let me do this. Okay. So ebook is also out there. You can click on the QR code or go to the link. That just look on. You can Google, or not Google, but you can Google it. But you can go onto Amazon.com and then type in the words of the title. So I'll show you right now. The book is Universal Laws of Mankind. It is a memoir and shamanic aspect. It is the raw, unedited version, and it's on the aspect of my shamanic and or spiritual experiences. So ebook is available there as well. So there's three things available. There's paperback, hardbound, or ebook. Okay, I hope that Hopefully that answered the question. All right. So we are doing free readings today. So free card pulls. If you want a 3-card pull, I have it available as well for a donation. Of course, any free advice that we give, anything that we are giving out here, if you're finding that they're giving gold nuggets, please be willing to donate something. Anything is going to be helpful for you on your journey to pay it forward, okay? And if you can't pay it forward, at least you'll go share this video or share the post or whatever you can share of PaLiChee, of Master Shaman PaLiChee out there so that we can get to everybody that needs this now. Juju Chi to all of you. West Loic types in Juju Chi, stars and hearts. Please go ahead and do that for me, typing in Juju Chi. Hello to Whitehall 1042. I don't know who you are, but hello from Mississippi, right? Hello from Mississippi. Warmest blessings for coming in and chiming in as I'm going through this right now. We will come back to whatever we want to come back to in regards to the book to talk about it a little bit more, and then also healing sessions or balms and items. We call it spiritual items on the website to help boost you on your spiritual journey. So those things are available on the website if you want to go there now and go check it out, or later. It's up to you. All right. So today we have a talk on, does connecting with ancestral spirit guides mean that you inherit their karma? How many of you believe that you may have inherited your ancestors' karma when you took in your spirit guides? Or are you afraid that you're going to inherit your ancestral karma if you were to accept in spiritual guides? Type in the chat. How many of you are maybe fearful of getting ancestral karma if you accept their guidance? Or how many of you have already accepted your ancestor guides and maybe think or feel that you have already inherited the spiritual karma within them to you? So today I'll say this. There's a yes and there's a no. If you are going to get your ancestors' karma or not. Will you carry their pain as well? Will you carry the hardships that some of them went through? Now there are, as you know, I've been talking about it for the last few weeks here. There are good and there are bad. So there's a good side and a bad side to everything. Okay. So when you accept in your spirit guides, for some of you that are on the journey already and you're listening, when you accept in your spiritual guides, you may not automatically accept in your ancestors' karma. You may not. But for some of you, you may already have accepted their karma without even accepting them as guides. Okay, if you didn't get that, rewind and listen. It is a great understanding, one of the greatest understandings, or misunderstandings, I'll say. One of the greatest misunderstandings is believing that simply connecting with ancestral spirit guides means you automatically inherit everything that they experienced. And the truth is, you don't inherit everything that they experience. You inherit some of the things, okay? It depends, okay? It depends on what really is connected to you, as in the genes, okay? What gene did you gain, or what gene fell onto you or it got inherited to you, okay? What gene did you inherit from your parents, your grandparents, and throughout the line of ancestors that you are from? Your brother or sister may inherit a totally different gene from you, and you, aside from them, right, are maybe going to inherit something that is more on, like, say, a great uncle than rather a great aunt. So it's going to be very differentiating due to what gene that was passed down, as in bloodline, okay? There's bloodline, okay, level. And then there's also spiritual level as well. And the spiritual level, you may gain whatever, let's say they did something, right? When we're talking about that today. So we talked about bloodline a while back on a different video. You can go and check that out if you haven't already. But we are talking about spiritual things that maybe ancestors has done, and now you may be held accountable to either finish it off, like to complete it, right? Or to see if you can go and do whatever you can to alleviate it or to lessen it from the lineage that you were born into. And this goes into multi levels when we're talking about karma. We go into soul level, we go into ancestral levels. Those are the intergeneration or generational karma. And then also there's bloodline level as well, more bodily, more gene in your blood, right? The gene in your DNA. There's also spiritual DNA, right? The soul DNA. So there's many levels that we are talking into, but today we're focusing on spiritual karma, that ancestors has done something wrong. Maybe they did something that's really bad. Maybe you had an ancestor that was a pagan, was a witch, and that pagan witch wasn't very good, and perhaps that witch kind of blew off everybody else that was in the village, right? And then she got burned at the stake. But sometimes it's a good witch that was also burned at the stake. So there's two different types that come into the picture. Miss Elving says, I think ancestral karma is that whether you accept the guides or not. Is there whether you accept the guides or not. So yes, that is also true. Ancestral karma can be there whether you accept the guides, your ancestral guides or not. But sometimes these ancestral guides, the negative ones, may come to you, may guide you in a certain way, and you have no idea that they just did. So they're guiding you in a way where either you're just having a sense or a knowing to do something. You have an urge to go do something. You have the urge to smoke. You have the urge to take drugs. You have the urge to drink a lot, right? And become an alcoholic. Or you just drink casually on the weekends, but it's a lot, right? Casually. So whatever that thing is that they told you to do or that they guided you to do, or it ended up being that. Sometimes it's not guidance at all, like for a long time. It may be very at the spur of the moment. And you could have been in a spur of the moment of something, and then all of a sudden, you had the urge to do something, like to get angry at somebody because they triggered you, right? Something triggered that person to trigger you. So now you got angry at them, and then you end up fighting with them. There's a brawl that goes on. So you end up punching them in the face, and everything goes on, and then it gets worse and worse and worse, right? Or it can. What does this all mean? What does this all mean? If you, whether you or not, just like Miss Elvang mentioned, ancestral karma is there whether you accept the guides or not. But when you accept the guides, these good guides, these good ancestral guides will come in to help alleviate the negative karma that the negative ancestor that has been guiding you along the way, and you didn't know it already, right? Whether you accepted them or not, they may have already been guiding you along the way, and you've been doing some not good things. And now all of a sudden you go into this spiritual awakening moment, and the ask is, will you accept in your ancestral guides? And you should accept in your ancestral guides, because why? Your other ancestral guides that maybe are not the good ones had already been swaying you or putting things into your head, I'll say it that way. And then you're already doing what the not good guides, the good ancestors, you're already doing what the not good ancestors that have come to guide are telling you to do, or influencing you to go into that path, right? Along with all other like social influence, friends that, or family members that maybe weren't not so good. And then you were influenced by that, along with the push from the guides into your inner knowing. But you're not listening to your inner knowing. You're listening to a different voice inside of yourself. We talked about that as well. It's on a post. So the post is it your voice or is it other voices that's in your head, in your mind? So when you go through all this, the not good ancestors that came to already guide you has already guided you the whole way, and you didn't know it, and you now are in the pits. You now are going through hardships, or they have put some things on in your path. I'll say it this way. They've put some things in your path that has then brought you hardships. And when that happens, the good ancestor guides are coming in. They're trying to come in, and then they're trying to say, hey, wake up, wake up. We are here to help. Do you want us to help so that we can help? And we can alleviate the pain, alleviate the hardships from all these other not good ancestors that have already come to guide you, whether you knew it or not. So the question will be, should you accept these guides that just came in at the end? At the end of your after all these hardships, all these bad things happen to you, should you accept the guides, the spirit guides, the ancestral guides? These are the good guides, because the good guides don't get to come in unless you really call for their help. And you haven't called for their help because you haven't gone through a hardship. You haven't gone through some disasters in your life. So by the time you get to through the disasters, you're already like, I don't want to believe anything. I don't want to trust anybody. I don't trust this spiritual awakening thing because I've already gone through all these bad things. For some of you, you might say that. For others of you, you may say, I've gone through so many bad things that I'm okay to just accept spirit guides to guide me. And you're thinking good ones. And you're absolutely correct. Because by the time you get through all the disasters, and this could be, one-offs, or this could be multiple times in your lifetime, that you may have to actually accept spiritual guides into your life so that they are working to remove or to boot out the not good guides that were trying to sway you and moving you along in your head, right, in your mind, and helping you to make bad decisions in your life so that you can be in the pits. And then what happens? You're like, I need help. What do I do? What should I do at the end? So when you've gone through enough, some of you may say, hey, white flag is up. I'm going to give up on believing anything spiritual. For some of you, you may say, I'm just going to really go to church. And that's absolutely fine. But for some of you, you may say, I want to go back to my roots. Where is my roots? Church could be a root too, because Jesus is a root. But church in itself may not be a root. But yeah, Jesus may be a root. So you may have to connect with Jesus, not truly connect with an organization. That's the truth. And then also when you go and let's say you're like, okay, I've had enough. I think I'm going to go into my shaman journey, or I think I'm going to go into I'm going to become a witch, or I'm going to become a seer or a wizard of some sort. Everybody has different paths, okay? So I'm just throwing out different names and titles out there so that you understand what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if you're going to become whatever title at the end. It matters if you can distinguish and discern if you should be on a spiritual journey and believe in your ancestors and accept them, especially the good ones, because the not good ones has already been there and has already influenced you to do certain things in your life. Now, you cannot also say that they've influenced you, so then you're not taking the full responsibility. Because you also need to take responsibility for what you have discerned on. So if you decided to do smoking and it's a really bad, or you decided to do, drinking forever and ever, right? An alcoholic, then you've got to take responsibility for your own action because you decided, you had the free will to decide, even though ancestral guides, negative ones that came in and said, hey, this might be good for you. Go do this. It's going to de-stress you, right? They can say this to you. Any voice in your head can say anything to you, but it's upon your responsibility and your free will to say yes or no. So the other thing is, can you honor your ancestors without carrying everything that they went through? Yes. The answer is yes. You can honor your ancestors because these are the good ancestors. That's why when you are trying to rise on your own, remember that you need to distinguish and discern not good from good. So someone said the other day, it's malevolent. I've been saying malevolent, but I also believe it's malevolent. There's a sneaky part in the word malevolent because I feel it's malevolent, violent, right? So there's something there, something that's, I can just on a spiritual level just feeling that, but it's malevolent. And so your malevolent guides are, or the ones that come to guide, but they're malevolent. They are the not good ones. So they've been already helping to, guide a little bit here and there, but in a negative way. And you've already kind of gone through some hardships and things like that. And then now they're not the only ones that make it a hardship. Now there's other external entities. We talked about this last week. External entities, external spirits that come to guide too, mixed in with ancestral not good guides. Okay. So then when that happens, there's layer upon layer. And when you get to the end, simply it's time for you to say, okay, I should honor my good ancestors that have come to guide me. Because what can truly remove out not good guides? It's got to be the good guides. The good spiritual guides are the ones that will be able to remove the not good guides, the bad guides, the bad spiritual guides. Can you do it on your own? You might be able to, and you probably can after understanding some things, right? And then the other thing is unresolved family patterns. Are you repeating a family pattern or creating a new one by accepting good spirit guides? I'll say this, there's two things. If you continue to go in your life, you continue to live your life and listening to not good guides, not good spirit guides, whether they're ancestral or external entities, then you are going to repeat a family pattern. Get that? You're going to continue repeating a family pattern through the ancestors. And this is good and bad ancestors, but mostly bad ones will come already without your accepting them. Good ones do too, but they're not as loud, okay? Until you ask for help. So the bad ones are more louder. Do you get that? How many of you understand this concept? That the bad entities, external or ancestors, may be a louder voice to influencing you to doing things. Because of your free will, you want to do things maybe the easy way, or, some things maybe feeling like it's easier to do. It's a shortcut. Or just do something quick and get it over with. Everybody wants that, right? There's an urge for that. There's an urge to do things on the fly. There's an urge to do things spontaneously and to have things exciting in your life. But some exciting things may not be best for you or your health or your partner or your friends or family. They may be things that are exciting and it helps you have an adrenaline rush, like they say, but it's not best for you. It doesn't help you. It's harming you, right? So if it's harming you, then you continue to repeat. And on top of that, you are adding more karma to the family pattern. And like I said, after you've gone through all this disaster and hardship, then you're like, finally, I think I'm out of it. I think I'm drained. I think I want to now accept and listen to the good spirit guides. Please, good Lord, or whoever you call, Jesus, she, ye, please help me get through this time. Or dear God, please help me get through this time. Once you say that, once you ask for some help, all of a sudden the good ones come. And then it's going to feel like, oh, I'm being tricked. All this time I've been having some bad luck, and then now I feel like should I believe in this thing? Should I believe that this is going to help me? And at the end of the day, of course you should. It's simple. You've gone through all the bad stuff. Now you have one thing, one chance, right? One chance to accept the good. And you're probably going to say no for some of you. But for others of you, logically, you're like, I've gone through so much. What else could there be? And you have a feeling inside that this may be different from the other times. So then you're going to accept your ancestral spirit guides. You're going to accept your spiritual journey. You're going to accept your spiritual awakening. And it will be that you will end a repeated family pattern by accepting the good ancestral spirit guides. Now, does it always happen that all this hardship happens and then you get to a good, or you get to good guidance? No, good guidance has always also been there. It's just that it's not as loud. Okay, it's not as loud, like the voice, the urges, the learning is not as loud or mischievous as the not good guides, whether they're ancestral or external entity guides. So the true guidance should move you toward a growth of spirituality, a growth of knowing yourself again, of growth of knowing your soul, and also taking responsibility. Because what happens when you don't take responsibility? You're also listening to the luring voice. You're listening to voices that tell you to do certain things that you know it's not good for you, but you still go ahead and do it anyway, right? So what does that mean? That means you are not taking responsibility to help yourself. Instead, you're harming yourself or others in your life. You've seen it from elders. You've seen it from things that you've done. And you must continue to say to yourself, how can I discern correctly? If you haven't already. Once you start to face the truth and you discern correctly, guess what? The repeated patterns go away. You honor your ancestors, the good ones, and the ancestors, the good ancestors, starts to help you. They start to come in when you're not fully there, as in you don't know what to decide on. They start to help you to make that decision by giving you some straight signs, some dreams, some visions, so that you can be best prepared to make a decision as you go forward, as you go into that situation, whatever that situation may be. So not every spiritual impression should be accepted without reflection, because you are reflecting before you move on into a certain phase in your life. You will reflect before you do that. Most people do. And many traditions, they emphasize discernment, humility, ethical living, especially when they are interpreting spiritual experiences. So you have to ask yourself this. Does this guidance encourage compassion? If it does, then I'll accept it. Does it promote healing and wisdom? If it does, then I'll surely accept that. Does it lead toward integrity rather than fear? Because it'll feel different if it's a good ancestor. Good ancestor comes, you're like, oh, I feel like it's really good. I'm not scared of it. I don't get goosebumps, but I get tinglings. I get like a goosebump, but it's a good feeling. Goosebump is more like an eerie feeling. Okay, but you still get bumps regardless on your arms or, hair standing on your back, right? But you still feel like it's for integrity. It's going to help promote healing and some help with wisdom. It's going to encourage compassion. And there's a feeling of kindness and love inside of your heart. Then you know it's going towards the good. This is from spiritual guides, ancestral guides. So this is you discerning what matters to you when working with ancestral spirit guides that are good. Because guess what? You've already been bombarded with good or bad mixed before you can say, oh my gosh, this has been my spirit guides all along, the good ones. I should accept them in. Once you acknowledge them and accept them, they will be able to chime in louder and help you more. Because the reason why they don't come in that easily or as loud as the malevolent ones, the negative ones, is that potentially you may say, oh, why did they help me? I didn't want that help. Or I'm in my worser times right now, so why they didn't help me. You're denying their help, or you deny that they helped you at all. So if you've done this enough and you've done it plenty of times, they're going to be quieting down and they're going to get lower voice. Their voice inside of your intuition is lower. And then the malevolent or the negative voice becomes higher. And then you get urges to do things. You get drawn to do some things that you know it's going to harm you or not be great for you. And that's literally what happens. So what happens at the end when you start to go through this whole cycle and it's again and again and then it's a negative cycle and you feel like you're getting negative karma from somewhere? Well, it becomes a time of healing. It becomes a time where you need to say yes to healing. And for some of you, if you're a Hmong shaman or going to become more of a Hmong shaman, even other shamans out there may experience this, where you get to this end part where you've gone through all this hardship, traumatized, and you've neglected some things in your life. You've neglected healing yourself. You've neglected listening to your intuition. So now you get to the end and it's time for healing. And guess what? Your good ancestors comes in, external, good, benevolent, spiritual guides come in. And guess what? For some of you, I've seen before, through the multiple clients that I've had, they reject it. And they're like, oh, I could just do everything on my own. I'll just deal with my own thing. And I don't need to ask or to believe in any spiritual guides. Well, then suit yourself, right? Go ahead and go through it. No one's going to be in your way. No one is going to push you to accept your spiritual guides, whether they're ancestral or external, good spiritual guides. But the moment that you end up saying, okay, yeah, I think I'm going to just humble myself down. I don't think I'm going to be able to handle everything myself. I think I need extra help. And that is where the good ancestral spirit guides will come in and they'll bring in some healing. They're also good external entity guides as well, and they'll come in and bring help and healing. So then the question will be, what legacy are you creating for those who come after you? Because if you do or don't accept your ancestral guides, because accepting them makes their voice louder, and then you hear them more. But if you don't accept them, then their voice goes lower, and they're not going to bring in help like as they would or should if you accepted them. What legacy would you be creating for those who come after you if you were to accept your ancestral guides? You would be creating, so regardless of how one understands ancestral influence, and we've been talking about that this whole time, personal healing has real effects on future generations. If you've only went to a healing or got a healing once, that's already a shift inside of you and or your karma. When you learn healthier ways of living, relating, responding to life's challenges, then those changes can become part of your family's future story. That would change the whole path. If you've gotten 2 healings, 3, or 10 healings, that's a big shift inside of you, in your spiritual path as well. How you're going to go into your future path, right? Your whatever you're going towards, that whole path is shifting and changing each time you're willing to get a healing. And each time, the deepest part of you, to the cell level, to the spiritual soul level, is shifting and changing. That's what happens when you accept in good, benevolent spiritual guides, whether ancestral or other external benevolent spiritual guides. But ancestral is the one that may be the cause of karma, may be the cause of karma. And so that's why when you accept in these spiritual guides, the ancestral ones that are good, it's going to basically move out all the not good ones, and their loud voices will become lowered as your spiritual ancestral guides, the good ones, becomes higher. At that point, you may also start to develop inside of you, your spiritual thermostats starts to go higher, as in the energy starts to flow up in good energy. So if you honor the wisdom, not the wounds, you may know, yes, some of my ancestor has done this and that and this, but I'm honoring that they've also, others of them has also done this good thing, this good deed. And when you weigh it, it may be that, okay, maybe they've done more good than bad, or maybe they've done more bad than good. What should I do? What is my discernment on this? From a PaLiChee healing perspective, the purpose of connecting with benevolent ancestral spirit guides is not to become trapped in suffering, but to learn from their wisdom while pursuing healing and freedom. Freedom is the freedom or the feeling of being free, your soul being free, to live out what you need to live, your purpose, a purpose, right? Or the road that is running in and doing the purpose on a daily basis. And rather than asking the question, how much of their pain should I carry? This is a burden to me. If I accept my spiritual guides and I go on the shaman journey or whatever journey this is to get me from point A to point B, I'm also carrying up their pain. Must I carry their burden, or must I carry the burden to do all this stuff for them? Some of you may look at it this way, and I've seen those that have. They're saying to me, Master PaLiChee, why should I accept the spirit guides and then do what they say when I could just tell them what to do? I'm just shaking my head. This is the relationship that you have with a spirit guide. And do you know what to do? More than they know you. You may not know the answer to that question right off the bat. But once spiritual guides comes to you, they know you. They know who you are, what your name is. They know everything about you. They're a spirit guide. That tells a lot, okay? They are a benevolent spirit guide. That tells even more. So, accepting ancestral spirit guides does not mean that you have to carry all of their burden, but it does mean you need to deal with the burdens. You need to deal with the karma that some other ancestors along the line, along the lineage, has caused karma in. And therefore, you're just aligning with your benevolent or good ancestral spiritual guides. You're aligning with them. You're working together with them to help alleviate the lineage karma, the negative karma of the lineage. And you will not, say inherit your ancestors' karma any more than you have to if you were to work with your good ancestors to get through all this, okay? Whether you believe it or not, you should ask the question, how can I honor those who came before me while living a life marked by wisdom, healing, discernment, and compassion? I'm going to stop right here. The line is open for divine question. If you need an answer, divine advice, you can give me a call. The number is there in the chat bar. It is also down in the description. If you want a free reading, a card pull, or whatever you need, and whatever you need to ask to help you on the journey, I'm here to help you, okay? So you can dial in and ask for that help right now. On the side, you'll see in the corner somewhere, you're going to see a QR code, and that is going to get you to, that is the link to the book on Amazon.com. That is the book that I'm sharing here, The Universal Laws of Mankind. It is a memoir and shamanic aspect. This book discusses a ton of things that I've gone through on a paranormal basis, how I became a shaman. I didn't choose it. I was called. And anything that you need to know about me is in this book. So you can go ahead and go to that link and check that out and make your purchase. There's also if you are in need of any help, we do on-point readings, healing, manifesting, and spiritual readings. We also help you on your shamanic journey. It is called the 11X Enlightenment. 11X Enlightenment Power, Empower, Transform, and Elevate with Master Shaman PaLiChee. That's our 11X Enlightenment program. Most people don't get into this program. It is exclusive to those that I have worked with before. So you don't just come in and then go right into the program. You must have worked with me a couple times before, and then you are serious about this, going into your journey, accepting in your, whether external or ancestral spiritual guides, and that you know it's time for you to heal more than I will do it myself. We also have the uplifting boost and love attracting balms. They are out there. These are all spiritual items here and here. The Lu Teng Heng manifesting candles and the balms are here to help give you an extra boost in your spiritual journey, or if you're just having hardship and or situations that you are going through and you don't love it, you don't want to keep going through them, then the uplifting boost balm is going to be a helper for that. If you are having doubt issues or fearful issues, or feeling like you are needing a new relationship, or relationship area has not been the best for you, love attracting balm is the balm. I'll say that much. You can check everything out on www.PaLiCheeHealing.com. In closing, about our talk today, I just want to say hello to Ms. Her09, warmest blessings. If you're watching right now and you haven't clicked on the notification button, you haven't clicked on the subscribe or like button, and you haven't followed us on Facebook, please go ahead right now and go do that. It is absolutely free to do. It is easy to do. And it's something that you can help do to pay it forward and to help our channel analytics. Thank you so much for doing that, for those of you that have. If you would like to get a reading, you can type down your question or you can ask for a free card pull. I'll be glad to do that for you. I have about 10 minutes. And if you want to call in, this is the time that you can do that. Remember that you are from your ancestors, all of you. When you acknowledge them the correct way, with some etiquette here, and humble yourself down, I mean all the way down, they will bless you with strength and good vibes because they know that now you understand you need help and healing. Now you understand that there's more than meets the eye. Whether you accept their guidance or not, it may be that the not good ancestors or those who are in need of completing their lessons for the lineage has already been inherited through the genes and continues onto you so that you can deal with it. But why do you need to deal with it? Because perhaps you got that gene. Perhaps spiritually, you are then challenged so that you can become a better person, that you can even become more better than your ancestors. That's the goal, really. And when an individual accepts the benevolent ancestor and their guidance, then negative karma can turn into good. Because why? I've said this before. The negative ones, their voices gets pushed out, and now all of a sudden you hear good, good, good. Things that help you to do good for others, to do good for yourself, for your family, and for the rest of your life. And all of a sudden you feel like there's a purpose. I often say there's not where you go and you arrive at like a one-time purpose, like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow type of thing. But it is doing the thing now, starting now. It is doing the thing on a daily basis, the purpose on a daily basis that guides you. We go in Hmong, bây hạ tia, ya or zhong the dong dong dong, ya itaka ya itake, ya ba dong ne mu zo, khó kế wa thông bạc cơ ne bụi bộ này ngồi xa ne bụi bộ này ngồi sông ne thế li dong dong dong, lo hà li nọ dong ne. Ê có nê rong xiết dài tỏ nê lì khoan nén khoa dài. Yá thổ hạ téo mua khoan nén khoa dài tê tia lỡ. Nê bố chứ tránh lỡ nà chị nê dài tỏ khó tránh khó chủ khó đỡ khó hú. Sư sư khó nó thế lìa ba tàu thế lìa chơ tàu nê lũ đà rõ. Thế thì lìa chế tàu gió giả chỉ hú chỉ rong tờn tờ nê lũ nâng. Nam mô. Our ancestors may have faced tremendous hardships. Honoring them does not necessarily require reliving every hardship they experienced. And you won't, because you're going to build new ones, new good things, not hardships. But you may have new hardships as well that you have to pan out. Because why? You made your own choice to listen to whatever that decision that you made. It may instead mean living with greater wisdom, compassion, integrity, while working to heal patterns that no longer serve you or your family or the future. So accepting in your good ancestors, I'm not saying accepting in all ancestors, I'm saying accepting in your good ancestors, but embracing the not good ones that may have come already to influence you, because there are ancestral influences throughout one's life that you cannot get rid of. They will continue to be there. They will continue to either steer you into a not good direction, the not good ones, or steer you into the good direction. For those of you that are trying to self-rise with resources, this video has been an absolute gold nugget for all of you guys. But it is also to say, you will also need to be invigorated and initiated by an actual master shaman when that day comes. Otherwise, it doesn't matter either. You don't have to get initiated. No one's pushing you to be. But if you want to get up there, then that will be the way. Not through a self-rise program or anything like that. You can still self-rise with resources, but that's partially self-rise. I talked about that in my other self-rise versus self-rise video. If you haven't seen that one, go on over after this and go check it out. Questions? Patiya 7039 says, how can we connect with our roots? So connecting with our roots, a very simple way to do that, Patiya, is to go into a meditation and to start honoring yourself, your parents. This is just some very easy things that you can do, very simple things that you can do. Well, I'll say this. Sometimes it's not easy to do because for some others, and I've talked to these others before, for some, they may have a very tough time trying to honor their parents because their parents wasn't the best parents for them. And they never really had a really good connection with either mom or dad. And so they can't really honor their parents so easily. They may have to go through some hardships before they can see the honoring, the reason why they would honor their parents. You must honor their parents, yourself. Even though you've had a hardship life, for some of you, you may need to go and honor that life and see what it's brought you today. And for some, they may be someone on the street. They may be someone in a homeless place, right? Can they very easily honor their life? No. Obviously, they will not be able to do that at all because it sucks. That's just the word for them. That it ended up being that they made certain decisions or something pushed them, and then they made the decision to go into that whatever situation that they ended up in. But then can they make their own decision to switch it up, to change? Of course you can. Yes, they will feel helpless. Yes, they feel hopeless. But they can make decisions and they can also find help. Finding help, making decision to turn yourself around, turn yourself into someone that you want to see in the mirror. These are two simple things that you can connect back to your roots or start trying to connect back to your roots. And even if you are in the homeless camp and you're listening to this video, you can still sit there and just let everything go out of your mind. Just let everything go. Whatever has happened, you let things go and you focus on what good has happened in your life. Even though all this hardship has happened, you focus on what good has happened. And I promise you that good is going to start happening again. I have been there and done that. I have never been homeless, but I know and I've worked with those. So understand that. Miss Elbang says, I love your gold nuggets today. Yes, you're welcome. Hopefully that has brought you, and you can type in down right now in the chat, all of you that are watching, 11.11 or 1111. That is to help you move forward and to move your spiritual energy and heighten it. If you don't know what 1111 stands for, It literally stands for a change in the DNA, a change for the good, a change for the better. And with the compassion to start flowing inside of you so that you can also become this change for yourself, your family. And I want to say this. At the end of the day, there is one person in a family that will also be making the change for that lineage. There's one person. There's usually one person. Not to say that there isn't 2, 3. Sometimes there can be 2 and 3, but changing the lineage in different ways, in different good ways. But usually there's at least one person that has survived in a family that will shift the karma of that family lineage for the next generations to come. Until you can see this literally in your family, you may not believe me. And this may even be you that is listening today. I find that there's a lot of people that listen to my content that ends up being the person in their family that is supposed to be the one that makes the change in the karma of the ancestors in their lineage. I find that very true for everyone that I meet. They end up being that person. I wouldn't be surprised. We're at the top of the hour. I'm going to do one oracle card pull for Miss Her 09. Those of you, I haven't seen anybody chime in on needing a card pull, so I'm guessing you guys are all good. And no phone call, no dialing in. I might actually get rid of the dial in number because no one calls in. So maybe till later. We'll see. But some people do call in and they do get very good responses back. So it's been great doing that, actually. Oracle card pull for Ms. Her. There's the five of hearts for you. What does this mean, Ms. Her? This is for Ms. Her 09. There is a decision that you are in between on right now, and I'm going to tell you that you need to make the decision to go forward. The answer is yes. Move forward in that decision. Don't keep waiting. Don't keep contemplating. This is the time for you to move forward in that decision that you are about to make, that you need to make, because it's going to help you, not harm you. That's all I'm going to say from Ms. Her. That's what you need to hear today. I hope that has helped you, Ms. Her. Give me a yes, it has helped me, or yes, this helps. This will help me on knowing that I went into the my spirit guides and I went into the right path, or we're on the right track in letting you know that. I feel it very strongly that there is a deep decision that you're half and half on, and you need to make the decision to move forward. Okay. Là lên là tù ấy tàu sai nó của hai đứa của cho mi ở mong nhớ cho hồ đô khán đồ khứ nó có do tiền này mua ít ra cá nên thua tàu ít ra kế là do lên từ họ khẹt trong này hạt tiền này mua còn nên có dài nên họ cho mua cho tiền rồi ít sa ấy hạt tiền chỉ sai chỉ xua vì hạt tiền有mua ít nút từ tận đây non trên này ở tù xia giờ này chỉ mua xua hạt tiền giờ này mua còn nên là ấy giờ còn đã xài đi trả rồi này chỉ cho cú sĩ này nhận này chia là nhận này lúc xí hở này mua ta xí nó nhận này chỉnh giờ này lâu này lâu là xí bẩn nhận mua lúc xí hở lúc chạy nhung này tàu theo mua lúc xí sử tỷ cú phò muốn thiệt này đi nó like spiritual journey like a spiritual awakening giờ ít lúc xí hở rong trong này lúc xí hở giờ lúc xí hở ta xí nó nè ba tàu này tụ khen nè tàu thiệt cho cá nè tàu thua cho kế chỉ là ít cho kế dùng gì kiaแต่是ít cho kế và nè sai tàu này tụ khen ya แต่คนนั้นคนอยากจะตอนนั้น他这真主主内应有到末师傅海里老师 Warmest blessings to all of you, and we'll speak to you on Wednesdays on the next time. Bye-bye.